everyone? Welcome to another week of Pokemon Go news. We do have a whole bunch to go over this week. There is a Buddy Pokemon version 2 coming out. There's all sorts of extra stuff being added in within the code. Things like Route Maker, Versus Seeker, Gen 5, of course, we've gone over as well. Crawdaunt and Kingler have a new move within that water festival. We did do a double elimination tournament here as well, and there is an upcoming Ultra bonus. Now this week I do have Uberspew here with me, or Roxy. Now before we dive into everything here, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that this podcast is powered by Patreon. It does enhance your Discord experience. You can always add into our Discord here for free, but it does add a little bit more. You can have all sorts of different things with the different tiers. Video submissions, PvP assistance, video commentary. For as little as $1 a month, you can help the PvP scene in our region here. Any level of support does help immensely. Now, jumping into that new version of Pokemon Go that has started to download, I've actually already downloaded it. Have you got it yet there, Roxy?
What, the new version?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Let me check.
But alongside it, there is in the code for a buddy sort of distance piece that is sort of a version 2 of what we have right now. There will be a buddy level, things that go alongside it like feeding and grooming and other things, sort of like those goofy pet games that you get as apps on your phone. It does look like it's similar to gym motivation as well. Your buddy motivation has a level of decay. It looks like you can swap a certain number of times per day, and the higher the level gets, it looks like you may encounter your buddy cameo, which means it could spawn your buddy Pokemon if you have it there long enough.
Huh. So you mean I can feed it a berry?
Yeah, you'd be able to feed it and groom it, sort of like in the original games where you groom them so their fur coat was nice, and you'd feed them berries so they change or are different. Looks like that will be coming to Pokemon Go.
But that's like what you have in Sun and Moon already. I don't know if you've played the ones on the DS.
No.
But you get to pet it, you get to brush it, feed it like a musical berry, stuff like that. So
similar
is it something like that?
Similar to Let's Go 2. I mean, with your Eevee or Pikachu, depending on the version you got, you were able to pet it and feed it a berry and do all of these things.
Yeah, so it's the same thing basically.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming forward with that. So that could definitely be different. I mean, it does help to add a little more variety of things that you can do with your buddy aside from just walk with it and earn candy.
Yeah, I feel like it makes it more personal, like it's actually a pet rather than just a walkable thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was all candy driven, but now it's almost like caretaking.
Yeah, and then if you have something rare there, it looks like I said, it'll have what's called a buddy encounter cameo. So to me, that means that if you walk with it and you level it up and you give it the berries and you pet it and you treat it really nicely, you might encounter more of them in the wild.
Okay. Does it speak to any moves or anything, or is it just an exact copy? It
looks to be a copy or that sort of spawn. There's not too much information about it, but what we are seeing sort of in the code shows that it could change the buddy Pokemon experience, which is definitely a bonus there.
Well, look at me getting greedy. All I can think of is blast burn, blast burn, blast burn, blast burn.
Kind of like what we did with the Smeargle, right?
Kinda, yeah.
Teach it blast burn, all of a sudden it's got a move that no one else has. There is another piece to that update as well, something called Route Maker.
What is a Route Maker?
Hey. You got something interesting on your game.
Sorry. So
that is part of the new update, actually.
So it's the Adventure Sync nearby.
Yeah, she's looking at the Adventure Sync nearby where it shows a silhouette. So while your game's closed, it'll tell you, it'll give you an alert to say, hey, there's a Pokemon nearby that you don't have.
So I need that since silhouettes are so hard to come by nowadays. That would be super exciting.
Until September 16th, because then we'll have a whole bunch of new Pokemon.
No, I know. So then it's just going to blow up my... There's a Slowpoke outside. Psychic type. Sorry.
We're on that tier of the Jirachi research where we need those Psychic and Steel type Pokemon. So we did our Meltan box the other day. So we have a few days left to get another one, but anything Steel that pops up here is definitely a bonus. What else is out there? Not too much. I'm not seeing that Slowpoke though. Nope, there it is.
Wait.
And of course you're shiny checking everything else.
Stop. Maybe.
Maybe. All right there. So aside from that, there is another piece to that version. Again, these are things that are in the code itself, but have not been released yet, probably until we get a forced update.
Yeah.
Something called a route maker. There isn't much info about it as well, but it does let you create in-game routes that you can create between Pokestops. So you can set distances and checkpoints and different things, and for each of the checkpoints that you set for your route itself that you're walking, you receive rewards. So there are a whole bunch of different settings that are included there. For instance, you can have multiple routes, but there is a max route option, a minimum or maximum stops per route, so those Pokestops, minimum or maximum route distance. Same for distance between stops. You have a minimum or maximum there. So for instance, you can't have stops that are so close together that all of a sudden your checkpoints give you rewards at a ridiculous rate.
So like Victoria Park, where it's just a giant circle of Pokestops every 100 steps?
Yeah. I'm not sure what the distance that we're running into is, but something similar to that. And the silliest one within it is the route name character limit. So, you can't name a Pokemon more than a certain number of characters. It seems to have the same thing for that route maker.
Do those routes stay forever, or is it just like a one-shot deal? Like that day, my route purple is gonna, that's it?
Again, I'm not totally sure on all of the information there, but if you design a route, I can't see them all of a sudden removing it after one day, but we will need to wait for it to be released. But yeah, so I can't see them removing a route that you've built quickly because, for instance, if I have... every day I have my walk to work. Yeah. If I set a route that is that walk to work, I can't see them saying, you can only have this route for one day.
Yeah, that'd be pretty silly.
That's like Nathan used to do that 10-kilometer walk each day. Yeah. So, if he set a route on that route that he's taking, I can't see them saying, you can only have this route for one day, and all of a sudden it's gone.
That'd be so annoying.
So, I'm not 100% sure on that because I don't have all the information. All that we can see is the coding itself. But I can't see them saying these routes are only good for X amount of days. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm not seeing that in any of the rules or limitations that we're seeing within the code. Another piece that we're looking into here is the Versus Seeker. Now, this is that in-game matchmaking piece. And we kind of touched on it outside, before we started recording here. So it will have a competitive ranking as well as seasons. That was a new thing to me. I hadn't seen the information for seasons. Sort of like Silpharina is going into Season 2 soon. So I assume Pokemon Go is going to create their own seasons within game.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with Sylph, though?
No, this would have nothing to do with Silpharina. It's going to be a completely different thing.
On their own?
Yeah. So... you'll be able to battle people remotely that are within the same season as yourself. And people are thinking it's going to be very similar to sort of like Clash Royale, where if you win, you face people that are around your level or around your...
rank?
Exactly. So that could be another piece that we're looking at here. There's a whole bunch here. They're calling them duels. They're no longer calling them battles. I'm not sure if they're just trying to be politically correct with that, but it's a Pokemon battle. Let's not be silly. You can actually set the minimum trainer level. So for instance, if you're one of those uptight level 40 people and you don't want to face people that are any less than level 40, you could say minimum level to battle me is level 40.
I'm still stuck on the battle versus... what was it? Battle... what are they calling it?
Oh, Versus Seeker.
No, battle... and what are they calling it?
Duels.
Yeah, I think of jousting.
I think of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Jousting.
It does record the number of battles and wins that you have, as well as the rank from a previous season. So it's going to keep track of everything, of course.
So is it going to be like a brand new ranking system? So I'll be like, okay, you're level 37. Congratulations, your rank is blah, blah, blah. But is it going to be in the world? Is there going to be brackets?
It looks like it'll be... it looks like it'll be a world ranking within the game.
Okay.
I don't think your trainer level will have a factor on it. What will have a factor is wins and losses.
No, for sure. But
yeah.
Is there a bracket between levels 1 to 25? You are number blah blah blah, right? Between levels la da 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 da, you're gonna be this and that, or is it gonna be exactly like a replica of Sylph, being this is your rank worldwide, doesn't matter your level.
I think that's the way it's going to be. I don't think your level will have a factor. It might be similar to, have you played the Dr. Mario online battles yet?
No, there's online battles?
Yes.
Okay.
You introduced me to that game.
Yeah. I haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too. I did do some online battles, but for instance, when you started with that one, you'd have 100 points.
Yeah.
So it would give you like anyone that's around 100 points. If you win, then you would increase, and if you lose, then you decrease those points. So it may be similar to that, where you jump in. If it's your first battle, then you have this many points. If you win, you gain this many points. If you lose, you lose this many points. And then you'll be battling people that would have gained or lost points similar to yourself.
I wonder if you can see the ranking in game, right? Like, if you press it, then it just gives you the ranking? Or do you have to, like, get out of the game, go into a website and, like, find yourself, or will it give you a ranking, like, 5 in front of you, 5 behind you, this is where you are, number blah, 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 out of this many?
I think it'll show your ranking in game. It might be like the events tab. So, yeah, we might need to leave game to see the rankings, like you sort of said, because, the events tab, you do have to leave game, but then you do get to see, for instance, things like your medals and your badges and everything within the game. So it could be either way. It does depend on what Niantic has put forward. Before, they did purchase a social networking company that, I was going to be honest, I sort of hope for them using them to help us within the game instead of having to use different services like Discord. Right?
Okay. So like their own thing?
Yeah. But maybe this is what they had reached out to them for, is to build that sort of ability to battle and have that piece within the app itself. But only time will tell there, unfortunately. It's hard for us to have that information without having all of the data that they're working on behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So it should be interesting. There are a couple errors that did pop up in their code. Things like player in wrong season or player has no battle passes. Now, what concerns me about the battle passes is that, will they be like raid passes?
I don't think so, because you can't give someone like unlimited battles like right now and then all of a sudden be like, never mind, actually you just get 3 per day and then you have to buy some. Because we had this conversation yesterday and I was saying, well, raid passes have always been the way they are, right? That you get one and then you have to pay for a couple if you want them, right? But now we've experienced battling without any extra like payments or any extra like perks or whatnot. You just go in and you battle. So I can't see them adding that, because that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like, some people, like, we've gotten used to it. They know that stuff exists. Like, we have tournaments going on around the world. Like, you can't just go in and be like, never mind, all of that is done. Like, you have to do it this way now.
We may have lots of free battles with friends or in groups or outside. The battle passes may only tie to the ranked battles that are a different piece to the game.
Oh, like to their own tournaments, you mean?
Exactly.
Which would make sense. Yeah. So that still gives us the opportunity to do our self battles and do our tournaments. But if you want the Niantic, ranking, then you have to put in a bit of coin if you want to battle, let's say, 5 times rather than the 3.
Right.
Again, spitballing numbers here, but...
Yeah, so it does all kind of depend on the situation and Niantic. It does show those battle passes needed, but again, it all does depend on what comes out and what gets launched with it. But
and it's like, how many battle passes can you hold, right? Because someone like you battle every couple of hours. I get a, do you mind if I battle? Well, no, but if all of a sudden you're only allowed 3 battles and you're used to doing between 5 to 10, then that's going to add up really quickly and that's going to upset a few people. Okay, I'm being generous.
But yeah, it should be interesting. Like I said, I can't see them limiting, for instance, Ultra Friends and in-person battles, but I could definitely see the passes factoring in purely for the ranking itself.
Yeah.
Which would be a kick in the dick, but
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's their prerogative. They can do what they want. And realistically, we can only speculate. Like, we have no concrete things to go on and be like, well, this is what's going to happen, because we don't actually know.
It's cool to call it and call it raid, though.
Yeah. But so don't panic, because we don't know.
Everything is speculation.
Everything is fine. For now.
Another thing that popped up within the battling was an error of needs to be charged. Now, again, this is for the Versus Seeker piece, so needs to be charged could look like the swap timer in PvP, like where you change your Pokemon, you need to wait 60 seconds before you can change it again.
Ugh.
I can feel your animosity towards this.
Sorry. This is stemming from like all the games that like I get into that are like mildly addictive, and I'm just like, yes, I'm doing so well. And then it says, well, you've taken all your moves for today. Wait 2.5 hours to get more whatever stars or some other bullshit. And it's like, no.
Or spell energy, Mrs. Wizards Unite.
Yes, or I want my chicken to cross the road now. Like, why do I have to wait to bring my chicken home or whatever? You know what I mean? But still.
Oh my gosh, that was in Dr. Mario too.
That's what I'm saying, right? And you know what? I'm not so mad about the wizards because we live on top of an inn. But still, I gotta wait 5 minutes.
You gotta wait 5 minutes to spin the Pokestop anyway.
Silence. It goes by quickly when you have 4 animals.
Another piece that we're taking a peek at is Gen 5, which is the Unova region.
Is that even how you pronounce it? Is it Unova? Is it Unova?
I think it's Unova.
Unova.
You know what?
You know what?
Unova.
Unova.
Now, everyone is concerned about when is Gen 5 going to drop, but if we actually pay attention to the information that was given to us with our Ultra Award, Gen 5 drops September 16th at 1 p.m. Pacific District Time.
Okay. What day is that?
It's the 16th of September.
Great. I mean, like Monday, Tuesday. It's a Monday.
So, like I said, because all that information was released by Niantic, that we're getting Gen 5 and Shinies to go alongside it.
Yes.
So that's definitely an awesome piece, and so that would be when that comes forward. A new piece of information with Gen 5 is the Unova Stone. Some Pokemon, I believe, have separate evolutions within the game. So the Unova Stone, because you said it was it Sun and Moon or Black and White that was Unova?
I think it was Sun and Moon when I was looking through the book yesterday.
So
I don't remember.
There seems to be a Unova Stone, just like there was a Sinnoh Stone for Gen 4. So that may factor into some of the evolutions. But the big thing about Gen 5 is that it doesn't tie to previous generations.
Okay.
So, for instance, most of the stuff you need to use a Sinnoh Stone were Pokemon that were evolving from Gen 1, 2, or 3 into Gen 4.
All right.
Unova is its own generation. I don't think there are any cross evolutions that I can remember. So, I'm not sure why they have that Unova Stone. Maybe to slow people's Pokedex generation.
Maybe. I don't know. It could be a stall.
Maybe.
Like 50 Psychic or Steel-type Pokemon.
Or spin a Pokestop 7 days in a row.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go put a lure on this. I'm gonna walk to the bathroom. A Whalmer! Please be shiny. God damn it. Why?
So past Gen 5, with the Water Festival that we've come to, one of my favorite pieces to it was having new moves added that were for specific Pokemon. So Kingler and Crawdaunt got Crabhammer, which is kind of a big deal move for them because it was sort of what they were known for within the video games. Now with Crabhammer in PvP, there's a 12.5% chance that your attack stat goes up 2 stages.
Okay.
So similar to Power Up Punch, except Power Up Punch is 100%, happens every time.
Yeah.
Crabhammer is an eighth of that. It's 12.5% that you're going to go up 2 stages.
So it's a healthy tease.
Yes. Now, what that means with Crabhammer outside of PvP, it actually does push Kingler to the second best water attacker behind Palkia.
Huh.
So Kyogre, I believe, is down to 6th, and I hadn't realized that had happened. Palkia's first.
What? Since when?
Since Palkia came out, I assume.
Huh.
But it is that Crabhammer does push Kingler up quite a bit, which is definitely a good jump, especially for a Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Now, in PvP, it does do 20 less damage than Hydro Cannon, which is that Community Day move that we see on all the water starters. It's like a budget... A budget Hydro Cannon, if that makes sense, because...
Budget Hydro.
It does do a little bit less damage, but it has, I believe, the same amount of energy that you need to use it.
Okay.
And it gives you an attack buff, too, maybe. So you lose a little bit of damage, but your attack stat can increase, which sort of counteracts having that lesser damage if you get it that first time you use it.
That makes sense.
And you survive long enough to use it again.
Yes. Survival of the fittest.
So the nerf, if we're looking at it as though it's Hydro Cannon and was nerfed, is about 17.5% less damage as a base stat.
Okay.
But again, if you jump to attack stats, you pretty much make that up for the next one. Now, another thing we did have go on here is within our region, we held an event on Sunday to honor a fallen trainer in our region. His name was GhostZero in-game. We had a double elimination tournament away from Silpharina. We had all sorts of raffles and different things going on there. And I mean, we had a great time. We went to Einstein's Cafe.
Yeah, here in Guelph. Just like half an hour from where we actually live.
Rocky was awesome.
Yeah, he was pretty great.
The owner and the chef there. He put together a great menu and everything for everyone. The fun part to our tournament was we included, everyone had to include one Munchlax in their team of 6.
Yeah.
And that was in honor of GhostZero.
Yeah, that was his favorite Pokemon.
So we did have a lot of people out that had never been to tournaments before.
I've never even realized that you can actually scan each other's QR code to battle. Like, that's how new these people were. They had no idea.
Which is baffling.
Yeah, because, I mean, well, to us, because we do it basically every day. That's what we do, right? But for someone who's just a collector, which I would say I'm more of a collector, like, for them to never actually go and press battle, I can totally see it. Because I no longer open my nearby Pokemon because I don't have any silhouettes anymore.
Right.
Which is very sad. But that'll change.
September 16th.
September will change. But that's what I mean. Like, why would I ever, right? So if I never went in there, or if I went in there just to look, I would never know that there's a battle screen, right? But it was kind of cool seeing the people actually get into it.
Oh, yeah.
And the complete newbie, if I may, someone who's never actually been to a legit tournament, come in third amongst you and Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie was our top ranked guy there. It was him and I in the last round. I finished out the losers bracket and came to battle him, and he pretty much wrecked me, but he took out Seaford Gal. So Seaford Gal did really well through the winners bracket until Jamie beat her to get to the ultimate championship, whatever you want to call it. And then I had to battle her in the losers bracket to find out who would then go back to face Jamie. And she didn't quite understand at first what her team needed to be made out of, so she picked 3 Munchlax because she thought she only needed 3 Pokemon. And then when she realized there was going to be a team of 6, she didn't change the 3 Munchlax, she just added 3 other Pokemon. And took a lot of the guys that battled in Silpharina with us every month with a team of 3 Munchlax.
Which I thought was the funniest thing ever. So now we have this whole thing called Munch Army.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is awesome. So I really hope she comes out to an actual PvP tournament.
She seemed really interested.
And really just should use her Munchlax. We should just let her.
It was funny because
see what happens.
There was one of the battles of which one has Gunk Shot, and she goes, I don't know which one has the Gunk Shot.
Because you're just throwing a garbage can at me every time.
I think in one of our battles she brought 2 Munchlax, but there were a couple with the other guys where she went solid 3 Munchlax in the battle, and I think she ran the tables on them when she did it too.
I'm pretty sure she did.
Which, like we said, awesome to see someone new out. Glad that they did something silly and seemed to come out on top with it too.
And it completely paid off. It was the best. And she was so hyped. Like, just seeing someone who's never done this before and just, like, be hyped, like, in a tournament setting. Because there was a lot of people who were, a little bit on the grumpier side. Well, why would I battle again? I just lost, yada yada. But, it's double elimination, so you kind of have to stick it out,
It's
right?
better than single elimination, and all of a sudden it's your first time and you don't get to battle again because you didn't know what you were doing.
Exactly. And, I mean, we did have guys out helping and, us circulating and checking if everyone's doing okay. And at one point you have to give those people a break and say, you know what, just choose whatever you want. Yes, you were supposed to have a Munchlax on your team, but at the end of the day, you want them to experience it and have fun.
Exactly.
Right? You can't just be like, well, no, you have to do what we just told you. A, it's not ranked. B, it's just for fun. And C, it's for a good cause.
Right.
So.
And I mean, one of the things that I made sure to do was I was able to actually seed the tournament beforehand. So with that, I was able to look at the rankings of the guys that we see most often and make sure that I put them in appropriate order, so higher ranked to lower ranked with everyone who comes out on a regular basis. And in doing that, the first round had a whole bunch of extra people that weren't ranked yet and they'd never done a battle yet. And it allowed all of the guys as well as myself who were regulars to have a bye so we could go around and help the people that had never battled before.
Yeah, it was more of a coaching opportunity to help everybody who have not done it before.
Help them pick teams, go through situations, explain where things work best if they hadn't done it before. If they had questions, they were able to ask them and answer them and go through that.
Yeah, I mean, explain what's a shield, what's an attack, how do you tap, how do you collect energy, all that stuff, just the basis pretty much to us.
But yeah, it was a really great experience. I'm glad at how well it turned out because it was spectacular. We raised a lot of money for the Humane Society.
Yep.
Which was, again, in honor of Nate. And I was glad. And his son came out as well. And
Dante was there, yeah.
And it was a great time had by all in memory of a great player, a great person.
Yeah, it was also nice to see his ex-wife reach out and just be happy that we included Dante and what we did. I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't done for praise or to get anything out of it. It was just commemorate and have a good time, right? And to raise some money for some cats and some dogs and some other furries.
And have good food.
I still think we need another cat, but that's a different conversation.
So beyond that, I mean, what I really want to touch on is our Ultra bonus. That does start up at the beginning of September 1st to 9th. Starting and ending at 1 p.m. Pacific District Time is when that Johto journey begins for us from our Go Fest rewards. So we'll be able to hatch Unknown, the letters ULTRA, from 10-kilometer eggs. The legendary beasts will be in raids, so Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. And don't forget, their shinies were also released in each of their raid days, so they are available for us from the 1st to the 9th. So,
I'm excited.
So get out there and get more.
I need more shinies.
You need the... Oh, no, I need the Suicune one. You need the Entei one.
I do.
And on top of that, we have 2 new shiny releases. We'll be able to see Sentret and Gligar.
I'm okay with Gligar.
Which means that Furt and Gliscor, which are their evolutions, will also have shinies released as well.
Best day ever.
And make sure you remember that your incubators will have 2 times effectiveness as well. So if you put a 10k egg hoping for an Unknown in one of your regular incubators, it's now 5k.
That's amazing. I need more incubators. Speaking of which, incubate.
But yeah, so there's a whole bunch going on. Was there anything that you wanted to touch on? Or?
I don't think we've even talked about Montreal.
We have not talked about Montreal.
Hello.
I've talked about Montreal a few times in other podcasts, but we haven't been able to talk about Montreal together on here.
No, we have not.
So we did get tickets to Montreal. We're really excited to go on the Sunday, I believe it's the 22nd. We've got early access passes.
Yes.
We don't have to cross any borders unless you count Quebec as a border.
No, not today.
I'm most excited about Tropius being there.
Yes.
Because, oh my goodness, Tropius and Tempest Cup.
I'm just literally going to try to either A, clean out all of my Pokemon space, or go and buy out all the available Pokemon space. I also apparently need some bag storage, as my game keeps reminding me. So for whoever out there that's upset that I'm not opening gifts, I don't have room. I'm working on it. I don't have room. And I'm a hoarder. Sorry.
And I'm running into that same thing too, where I'm getting a full bag. I'm not able to get gifts as much as I used to as well.
That's another thing, because we've been doing this the send 10 gifts to 10 friends.
Yep.
I've been spinning our stop every chance I get. It took me 4 days to get the last 5 gifts.
Because that's
crazy.
I mean, I'm in a few remote leagues right now, and I'm struggling to get gifts. Much less from the people in the group, because they like to hoard the gift that I sent them at first, and they also don't like to send gifts. But I cannot send gifts because I do not have gifts.
But could it be because we're not actually going to other stops?
Possibly.
So that's an us problem.
That could be an us problem.
It has been raining. Today only. I'm on vacation though, and so are you. So other things get in the way. Like the GhostZero Memoriam took our whole Sunday.
Saturday was
prepping.
We did prepping and back-to-back mirror cups.
Yes. And then prepping at night.
Yes.
So then we went out. So we've been on vacation and we've been working.
Yep.
So yesterday and today were the only days that we've actually, threw our feet up and did nothing. Oh, and we did book our Airbnb for Montreal because I was freaking out that we're not going to have anywhere to stay.
Thank goodness we got
And
that.
I don't want to be a hobo. I don't want to sleep in a bush.
And that's what we got coming up this weekend is the Harry Potter Fest for Wizards Unite.
Yes, so we're going to be driving down to Indy on Friday and coming back Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about that. So we have this great talent and ability to jam-pack every single piece of time off that we have, which includes seeing parents and doing other stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's summer. Why am I going to sit in my house? Except today because it's raining. Just a PSA. It's raining.
So we've got a whole bunch of stuff to do. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? Anything that we might have missed today? Or
I don't think so.
I took a lot of notes beforehand just to have stuff to talk about.
I don't do notes. I freestyle.
wicked freestyle.
No. Gonna cut that out. Jesus. I apologize. But no, I don't think there is anything else. Well, the only thing I was thinking of is how we haven't seen our regular people out in PvP. Some of the regulars.
Yeah, we've missed a couple guys.
Yeah. Life gets in the way.
Understand life gets in the way. Justin Zard was a guy that we saw really often. So we're trying to see if we can get him back out because it was good to see him out.
Yeah, Humanoid Typhoon.
Was the champion of our second tournament, and we have not seen him out for a few months now too. So with season 2 coming out, we're hoping to see them back. That would be awesome.
Yes, and my friend Ceramics.
Ceramics has been tied up and busy. But yeah, I believe, I'm not sure if the last tournament shook his rank a little bit, but he was our top rated guy. He was,
but, at one point, yeah.
At one point, but not being out might have dropped him a bit because Jamie's been kind of cleaning house.
Yeah, but plus Jamie's been going to like all other tournaments too, so it's not like it's just ours.
True.
Yeah, but hey, we're all trying, we're all doing our best. And I mean, Jamie's doing great, good for him. He's actually coming with us to Montreal with his wife, so that'd be kind of awesome. Yep. Birthday festivities. Yeah, so that's another, plus.
Happy birthday. Welcome to Safari Zone.
Yeah, have a Tropius. You get a Tropius, and you get a Tropius. Everybody gets a Tropius.
He already has a Tropius.
I don't care. He gets another Tropius. Like, have you ever complained about not having or not getting a Tropius? I mean, you know what I want to say. Have you ever complained about getting another Tropius?
No.
There you go. I just want to get one.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
But yeah, we're going to see all sorts of other stuff there. I think in Safari Zone... Yanma's going to be shiny.
Yanma's going to be shiny, so that's where I come in and my shiny collecting of everything that is shiny. And my hatred for you for hatching all the shinies. Like, I've never hatched a shiny. You've what, hatched 4 now?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm moving out. I'm kidding.
I mean, aside from that, there's not too much else, I don't think.
No. Questions or concerns, you know where to find us.
Yeah. Make sure to tune in on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Like, follow, and subscribe on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can send us an email here at joltswitch@outlook.com. And you can even leave us a voicemail at 519-208-0453. And make sure to follow our joint account there, PkmnMstrz on Instagram. I will make sure that all of the links are in the description here, alongside the Discord server that I've got that we're trying to build up, and maybe have some friendly tournaments every month there too.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I mean, there's nothing else I don't think we've got here, so
no, I'm gonna go cuddle the dogs.
And I'll see you on the flip side.
I'm done.